Okay, so welcome back to the third video in this series. I was asked to answer these questions by Professor Sormani, and I think I'm happy to answer them, of course. So the first question is, what do you love most about mathematics? So I said, what I love the most about mathematics is the freedom of expression that comes with mathematics. You can literally write what you want. You can try to solve a problem in a way that is kind of most familiar to you, and someone else can solve it in a way that they prefer, and at the end of the day you still get the same result. And so that's really one thing I like about math. Another thing I like is the fact that it enhances your quantitative reasoning abilities. It helps to enhance that logical reasoning that each of us should develop. It also is involved, mathematics is involved in literally every aspect of life, like every aspect of human endeavor. And that's something I really like about mathematics. Okay, the second question is, what was your favorite math topic as an undergraduate? Well, as an undergraduate, I'll say my favorite math topic was in abstract algebra, which I did, I think, my sophomore year. And that's set theory, because it was really what prepared me for a lot more of the advanced math I took in my junior and senior years. So I would say set theory from abstract algebra, or what some people call modern algebra, was my favorite math topic. Okay, then the third question says, how did you prepare for graduate school? Well, I mean, I prepared for graduate school by, one, talking to my professors. So this is something I cannot talk about enough. You have to talk to people, talk to professors in your field, reach out to professors who are doing the kind of math you would like to do. And this is something I did. Also, one thing I did was going to a few math conferences to kind of have a feel of what math looks like, or advanced math looks like, and see, is this something I really wanted to do? Of course, there's no substitute for also reading up stuff yourself, and just reading and finding out what does a mathematician do, and that's something I did. So preparing for graduate school for me was involved talking to professors, going to conferences, a few conferences, just to kind of have a feel for what it looked like, and also like reading, and also particularly, which is most important, paying attention to my advanced math classes, linear algebra, advanced differential equations, and advanced algebra, and analysis, and complex analysis, and so on. So these were things that I believe helped prepare me for graduate school. One other thing I would recommend, I didn't get to do this, but I would recommend for anyone planning for graduate school to do this, is to try to go to the summer REU, or Research Experience for Undergrads. And I think that this is something that's really going to be very helpful. I think there's a program called the Math Swagger, or SWAGGER, which I believe Professor Harris has a link in her page that links to this program for students who are trying to go to a graduate program, something they can do during the summer. So I think you should look it up, and I think it will be very helpful. So number 4 is, what was the most challenging part of grad school, and how did you handle it? Well, for me, I'll say that the most challenging part of grad school, I guess, was when I failed one of my qualifiers. So in grad school, you're supposed to take, at least here at Texas A&M, you're supposed to take 2 qualifiers, or pass 2 qualifiers in different areas of mathematics. And I passed one, but I failed the other one. And it was really a tough situation for me, and it was challenging. But I'm glad I was able to overcome. So I had to take it again a second time. So the first time I took it in August, and then I took it January of the next year. And it was challenging because there was some support. There was a qualifier prep class that was handled by a senior graduate student during the summer when I took it the first time. But during the second time when I took it, we didn't have that class because it was during the winter. And so it was challenging, having to read all by myself, while most people were having their winter break. But at the end of the day, I believe it was really helpful for me because I was able to come out and not just only pass and do well on the exam, but it helped me pay attention to details, particularly. So that's something I would say was my most challenging part. And I think today I'm grateful that even though I would not have wanted it to happen, I'm grateful that it did happen and helped me to become a more careful mathematician. Okay, and the last question says, do you have any general advice for students considering pursuing the doctorate? I feel like I've already given some of that in number 3 already. Just number 1, focus on your classes right now. Make sure you understand what you're being taught in those classes as an undergrad. Make sure you understand. And if you don't understand, please go to office hours, talk to professors, look up stuff online, okay? And work hard at this. And the truth is that you can do this, okay? You can do this. You can. Now, of course, the doctorate is not for everybody. But if you kind of feel like this is aligned with your life's purpose, then I would definitely encourage you to go for it. And particularly minority students, students of color, first generation students, you can do this, okay? I can do it. I was able to do it, and you are able to do this too, okay? So I will advise you, like I said, talk to professors, maybe go to a few conferences, go to an REU, do some research in math, pick a paper in advanced math and just look through. You don't have to understand anything, or maybe more than the first page, but just kind of see what does this look like. And then talk to people, maybe other grad students in your school or in other schools, and say, what does doing advanced math, what does that look like? And you can talk to professors too and ask them questions about it. And again, you can feel free to email me if you have any questions about any of the things I've talked about, either in my talk or any of the questions I just answered. It was nice being a part of this, and I hope I'm able to inspire someone or several of you to be able to go ahead and not just only do research in math, but maybe become a research mathematician and get a doctorate in mathematics. All right, thank you. And once again, if you have any questions, remember to email me at ayoijeng@gmail.com, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.